What's up, guys? Both on Instagram and YouTube. Welcome to another tennis talk here with me. My name is Milan Kniatin, and I like to call this 10 Fitman. Hold on. This way. 10 Fitman live stream tennis talk. Let me know what you're about and where you're at. And if you have any tennis questions, shoot. Feel free to just write it down in the comment section, both on YouTube and Instagram. Let's see, who do we have? What are you up to? Thanks everybody for joining. Oh yeah, if somebody wants to join, I can let you share the screen and then we can interact as well. I have a little challenge here. I spotted in the room 1B right before I turn on the camera, and now it's gone. It's somewhere under the table. It's a little bit scary. I gotta stay brave, I guess. And if you don't do too much, right, you should be safe. The bees will not attack. So let's hope for the best. If you hear me screaming, you know what happened. So it's okay, just a bee. We'll get through this. We'll make it. Let's go. So we have one request. Let's see if we can. Punto Tennis Cordoba. Okay. Let's go right at it. Let's see if we can interact a bit. I'm going to try to accept this person. And for the rest, guys, feel free to ask some tennis questions. I guess the fresh topic will be French Open. It just started. I think the qualifying draw is on. And I just saw one post. It's from Roland Garros account here on Instagram, because it was, I think, raining a lot, and then they had to cancel most of the matches. There were just one match playing, and they did it on the central court, and it was still qualifying draw. I think that the ranking of the players was like 280 against maybe top 100 or like 100 something, and it was packed, like one of the central courts, because all the other courts were not available. So I guess, and also all the audience, everybody who was there, the spectators, they had to come to the stadium court. All right, so we have a question from 15. Oh my God, he's here! Woohoo! Shoot, that's huge. I think you saw it. Hold on. We gotta pause. Should I kill it? Oh my God. It went to the bedroom. Oh, that's not gonna be sleep tonight. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh God. I guess just carry on. It moved that way. It just came right under me. It's like this. It's huge. I have no idea when it entered. I closed all the windows before I left, and I came back, and then I find this. Oh, just lost 1 year of life, I think, almost. Okay, let's get back to it. 15 cups of tea. Okay, sorry. I was just reading your name, and that's when the bee showed up. Well, now at least I know it's in the bedroom. So, if anybody had any similar encounter, let me know what's the best way. I guess the best way will be to kind of let it out, but I'm not smart because it's dark outside, and usually they would go towards light. At least I know, like other insects, they go towards light. Wrist on forehand take back. Musetti is different from Djokovic, for example. What is the difference? What is best? There is no best. Here's the thing, right? There are so many variations. There are so many different kinds of forehands, backhands, and how you hold a racket, how you create a racket leg. So there is no standard. There are some commonalities. There are some fundamentals, right? They have a good leverage here, and then they definitely create a good racket leg. Now it really depends. I always suggest that you have a little bit more fixed wrist. This is more for not just beginners but also intermediate, where you're still not able to really maneuver it properly, like especially the contact point. If you start doing some wrist movement, it's very risky. It's very risky because at the contact point, right, if you're trying to do too much of that, you're gonna have a lot of mishits or a lot of random mistakes. For these guys, it's different. They're masters of the racket, masters on the court, so they can literally play with it. They can do anything. So I think it's very difficult to try to copy some of these biggest players, forehands, backhands, techniques. I think it's better to look for those common things that they all have, and then also feel like try it out and see how it feels when you apply some of those fundamentals, and you can create your own signature way what you do with those elements there. I hope that helps. What else we have here? Okay, somebody is suggesting what to do with the beat to eat it. Can I play tennis on pickleball group with badminton racket and cricket ball? I will not answer this. I don't even understand the question. Doesn't make sense. Let's see if we have some more proper question. Can I always maintain open stance shots rather than doing both? That's a good question. I would say forehand, yes, almost always, except in some situations the ball is in front of you. Maybe it's not really convenient. It really depends. Backhand should more go for close stance. It's a much better weight transfer, except when you are a little bit stretched, you're moving on the side, you're pushed wide, then of course open stance. So I think forehand, yes, mostly. Backhand, more close stance. Hope that makes sense. I see you well in Korea. Wow, thank you for the informative information always. But I'm in China. I don't know if, or maybe you're in Korea, so we are kind of close, maybe. Okay, let's jump to YouTube. We have 2 comments. Thank you, guys. Thank you, YouTube. Shout out for YouTube. Where are you at? And we have 2. I just saw 4 or 5 spectators on YouTube. I really enjoy being a subscriber to your YouTube channel, instructional videos. Thank you for your good works. You're so welcome, Lynn. Lynn Kitchen. You're so welcome, and I'm really happy to hear that it's useful. Hope you improve your game. Christopher Pollack, the French Open draws are being released now. Yeah, that's quite exciting. I'm really looking forward to see some amazing matches. Who do you guys feel who is the favorite to win this biggest, one of the biggest tournaments in the world, and definitely the biggest on clay, one of the 4 Grand Slams? I would put definitely. So either Alcaraz is definitely one of the favorites. Sinner is up there, and then we cannot eliminate Novak. I think Novak is always there, a threat, regardless of what people are saying. I think he has a good shot at it. He's hungry, guys. He's never been. Well, he he was hungry, right, in the early stage of career, and then he was breaking all the records. But now it's been a while, and I think he's really focused and hungry. I saw some highlights of the last match, I think in Geneva, where he's playing this tournament to kind of get ready, and he absolutely destroyed Fuxovic. I think it was a great match. So let's see. Yannick Sinner as a winner. Looking forward to playing after recovery. Your tips are helpful. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I hope you recover soon as well. Not sure what happened to you, but yeah, hopefully you get well soon, get back on court. Best butts up shot someone ever got on you? Wow. That's interesting question. Yes, we played butts up in US almost every day, every single day. Whenever we had training, the team training, I played for Auburn. If anybody here is familiar, Auburn tennis. It's Alabama. We were like top 20, 25 in D1, and we were in the SEC Southeastern Conference, very very strong. Like we had always two or three teams in top 10, two or three in top 20. Like literally, most of the teams were top 40 or 50. So it's quite challenging. But anyways, a little bit digression. We had trainings regularly, almost every day, and most of the guys from the team, they were obsessed with the butts up. They just want to hurt others, you know. I don't know. At this age, you know, it's like college. They just want to smash at each other balls as hard as possible. They just want to see others in pain, and that's like the most funny thing. So yeah, I got hit a few times. I remember three hits. Well, two specifically I remember, and one I kind of know what kind of hits was happening. Actually, I remember all three were different. The one, oh, actually, so sorry, a little bit like bouncing here and back. The first one that comes to my mind is actually not in a butts up. It's, well, we call this butts up game, but it's actually the game that is the competition before the butts up. And this is the game. Oh, this is called bucket. Sorry, it's called bucket, and then the loser is doing butts up. Bucket means all the players are up in the like service boxes, and you can play up to 10 players. You know, half on each side, and then you just hit volleys. And there are, I think, two rules. One rule is if you miss the shot, right, either in the net or you miss out of the court, you lose 1 point. And then first person to lose five does, we all do butts up, like we all smash the balls at their, like, you know, butts up. And the other rule, well, the other rule is like twofold, two parts. If you hit the ball directly at other player, like at the body, if you hit them to flash, you automatically get five more lives, or you get like 5 points up. So that kind of motivated or inspired others to smash at each other. But if you miss them and that ball hits the fence, then you lose 2 points. So you always risk, if you want to smash them, and if you miss, you know, you lose 2 points. But anyways, I got hit in this particular game during this game, but so it was not butts up. Once I got this, I think it was like half smash or half volley directly, boom, here, like almost close to eyes here, and it kind of like knocked me down, and I couldn't play. I had to go sit down, and I was spinning ahead. It was scary. I remember that. That's kind of it. Like imagine, it's like this is probably going 200 kilometers per hour directly here. And then one time we were, I think there was like just four or six of us, and again, like somebody smashed the ball directly here, directly into stomach, and then like without hesitation, in instant, like within half a second, I just I think I just like took off the shirt, and I like squeezed my muscles, and I just said like, I don't know what I said. I said something like, "Ah, I didn't even feel it." It's like I kind of squeezed my abs, and it's like muscles, nothing. Like you cannot do anything. Like, and then they all like cracked. They fell on the ground. It was so funny. Of course, there was like a red mark here, like full power smashed in the stomach. And then one time, it was during the butts up, but we had a special format where we had, I think, two losers. I don't know how we had two losers in this game, and then we were kind of walk. The losers would align on the service line. So imagine service line, and we kind of stand on the service line and face the fence. and all the other players are on the other side court on the baseline, and then do the serve, the proper serve. So they are aiming at us, and we are just walking. Yeah, we kind of put, I think, the hand here or the racket just to protect the head, and then you kind of squeeze your butt, and then you just walk like this, right? Like side step, lateral step on the service line facing the other side, and you just hoping, you just praying, and they just smashing ball. They can hit directly at you. So one time, this I was there with another player, and we are like walking like this together, or somehow we are like kind of crossing, and then I kind of crossed. I wanted to go like in front, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna, for this split second, I'm gonna be in front. I might kind of protect him, and as I came, so this is me, right? This is him, and then they're serving from back, and then as I stepped in front of him, one ball just smashed me in the back, and then it would just continue like this. So I basically saved him, and then again they're like fell on the ground laughing. But anyways, thanks for that question. Brought me back to this college times. Oh my god. So no worries other than who's gonna get smashed. Okay, I miss playing, but okay, I already. Oh, I need to recover from slip disc. Oof, that doesn't sound too good. Hopefully that works well for you. And I kind of skipped some comments. Joker thoughts on Musetti. Musetti is good. How much yuan you earn a month in China? Look at this. Look at this. Honestly, I would not discuss this. It's a private thing, so absolutely would not discuss that. I don't know where this question is coming from. Let's see some questions that we can share, something that's useful for everyone. Okay, we got YouTube. Do you feel that over the years the court surfaces have been less of a factor in the majors? We don't really hear about clay court specialists or glass court specialists anymore. Okay, so what you're saying is that players are able to adjust and adapt their game like evenly across different surfaces, so there's nobody like stands out. Like before we had Nadal, and then we have Federer grass, we had Djokovic hard court somehow. Yeah, I understand the question. I still think some players are just slightly better on clay. For example, Alcaraz, he's better on clay. His best game, his best performance, I think will always be better on clay than, for example, on the grass. He has more topspin, but I don't know if I can really define this like word specialist in nowadays. So I understand your question. Thank you for your really good YouTube videos for us. Amateur tennis players, I always watch your videos. Ali Pasaku. I want to ask a question. I'm a plus 10-year senior player. I really, I really, I play really well in training, but when I was in senior tournament, I cannot hit good forehands because my wrists are so strict, not free. What would you advise me to make my wrist free? Ah, I see. So this is kind of typical for performances under pressure. You get tense, and then it's really difficult to loosen up. We talk about this a lot, how to perform better under pressure or in the competitions. There are so many tricks you can try to do and discover what works well for you. The first thing always is breathing, conscious breathing. You need to really find a rhythm that works well for you, that suits you. I like to do 4 seconds inhale, 6 seconds exhale. So it's like a bit stronger inhale, and then you actually count the seconds right inside, like in your mind. 4, and then, well, you don't need to close your eyes. You're on the court during the changeovers. Do that. That's gonna help. There is some science behind this. If you do this kind of breathing for a minute or two, it helps for all the what is the word? The biorhythm And of course, the heart rate is there. It can be higher, it can be lower. You're excited, the rate will be up. But what you will start controlling more is that heart rate will be more coherent on a high. It's going to be high rate, but more coherent. Because what happens when we are under pressure, when we get this kind of mental blocks or we freeze up, we get this incoherent heart rate. So it's like it's high frequency, but then it stops, and then so we want to make it more coherent. There's some science behind it. So it's breathing, and then also you want to have some routines that you can stick to when you're on court, and you always follow them so that they kind of keep you in some familiar place in a zone. And you should also do that in your trainings. So the goal is to, whatever you do in training, you kind of transfer that to matches and vice versa. So it's all more familiar. And I would give you the third tip, maybe even more important. Just try to have fun. Try to have this mindset that you are there with a reason to have fun, to enjoy. What is the worst thing that can happen? Right? You lose a match. And then what? Who cares? Tomorrow or even after you go back to your normal life. Nobody cares. So think about it. It's all internal. You put this pressure on yourself, and I know it's always easy to talk about it. It's much harder to apply it, but I managed to do it towards the end of my competitive career. I just told myself, let's just enjoy. Let's just play the style and the game that I really enjoy, that I find interesting, exciting. So I was doing a lot of serve and volleys, even like coming up to the net after the return. And then I had some great results, and I was playing like not really carelessly, but it was really, really free. It was so different than before. I think it was that kind of shift, the mental shift. You just want to go out there and enjoy, have fun, because that's the point. Why do we play this game? We want to have fun there. So you treat it as something you like to do, and of course you like to do it. That's why you play. It's a nice sport, it's a nice exercise, but at the same time it's a game. So try to think like that. I hope that helps. What else we have? Okay, that's crazy. I still remember some butts up hit in a college where I couldn't sit down after. Oh yeah, that can be major hit. Okay, so I covered some of the questions. Just take a sip of water. We have some other questions I'm happy to answer. Again, as always, at this time of the day, now it's 9 p.m., I'm like ready to pass out, ready to just go to bed. And I will do that after I eat dinner and I need to do some posts. But yeah, Thursday is always a little bit different because I do the swimming in the evening, and that literally drains all the energy. It sucks out all the energy from me. I guess because I'm still learning how to swim more efficiently. It's always so exhausting, but that's exactly what I do it. I see a lot of the swimmers there, and some of them are like surpassing me, and I think, just wait. I'm gonna get there, and then at some point, there's gonna be not a single swimmer who's gonna surpass me as we do our distances. But anyways, that's off the topic. Maybe we should get back to Roland Garros, French Open. I said Alcaraz, Sinner, Djokovic. Somebody mentioned Musetti. It's quite difficult because you need to have somebody with at least some level of experience at this best of five sets tournaments, the Grand Slams, because you need to win seven big matches like that. So it's a bit different. It takes enormous, obviously, consistency, longevity, and in the end, experience with those big matches towards the end. So I think these a few guys they had them. I don't know if somebody else is there. Zverev, he just lost. Zverev lost in, was it Hamburg, I think. So I'm not sure about his form. What about, who else is there? Rude. Rude is there. Definitely will go quite deep in the tournament, right? I think he played once or twice the final, so he has experience with the big matches, except the last one in the final. I think he made a breakthrough recently. Was it in where was it? Was it Monte Carlo or Madrid? Yeah, I think Madrid. And then the Rome, he lost easily to Sinner, I think. All right, I didn't see questions. Let me see, what can we touch on. I would like to just touch on one more topic, one more question, or one more problem. If you guys can help me out here, please save the night, save the day. Like, my brain is fried, same as my body. It's like, oh god, I still need to deal with the bee, need to figure that out. I'll be the happiest if I can just catch it somehow. That's what I used to do with spiders or some like big bugs. They're like more fixed on the wall, right? You can use a cup and then some paper and catch it and then just release. But with a bee, if it's flying around, it's a bit tricky. The best is kind of let it go through the window. But all right, we are all kind of satisfied, I guess. No more questions. Let's say if I pretend I'm the audience, I'm the audience, and I want to ask some question. All right, here is, how do you approach the point in a match where everything is on the line, almost everything? So it could be, it's a tie break in the third set, match point up or match point down, or it's 6-all. How do you approach mentally, and do you have some plan beforehand? Let's say it's 6-all, so it's a tie break, third set, and in the tie break is 6-all, and then you're serving. Obviously, the previous point somebody had a match point. It doesn't matter. It could be also 5-all, maybe better 5-all, so nobody had match points. And then after this point, somebody will have a match point. What is the mentality? How do you approach this point? I would like to see some answers, and then I will also give mine. After much research and experience, I've decided to commit to one-handed backhand. I'm excited. Any tips? Wow, Rob, that's a very brave, courageous, but also great decision. I'm happy for you. One-handed backhand is so natural. It's so beautiful, and it makes you feel free. I unfortunately cannot give you many tips because I do have experience with making a transition to one-hander. Also, when I was in college in the first semester, we tried to make a switch. For 3 days, I played one-handed backhand. It was so exciting. I was so excited. Every time I would go to the training, because before that, there was some kind of trouble with the two-hander. Like, I was not too confident, so I was also slicing, but this time when I kind of said, okay, it's one-hander, it was so free. So I'm going to the training, and the feeling is so happy because I feel so liberating. I'm just gonna go and smash this beautiful shots. But as soon as we started playing matches, I was getting very, very like unsure, felt no confidence, especially in the returns. There's no way I could not make the shot, or I could just hit like this without any follow through. Like, no idea. It's just a very big change. It takes time. So make sure you choose the right moment to do it. But yeah, the only tip I can have is be patient. If you really want it, commit to it. You're gonna have some tough times, especially if you try to play matches on the returns. Maybe you can try to step all the way back. Give yourself as much time as you can. Then you can, figure out the timing, so you don't have to kind of block from the beginning. That's very tough. All right. So where I was going, I was talking about the big point in a match when you're serving at 6-all. Wow, I had a few matches like that. What I usually do on these big points, if I serve, it's always the question, right? Do I go for the big first serve, and then you kind of know if you make it, you might get an easy point, but if you miss it, that's a really uncomfortable position where you're serving second serve under pressure. What is the chance for double fault? I had those moments as well. I usually went for the big serve on the first serve, and then right if I made it, then usually it goes my way unless it's a very good return and we're in a point. Depends. But I also had a situation where I missed the first serve, and then the second serve, it was, I think, at least once or twice I made double fault on this big point. It was very tough to swallow, like this kind of moment later. It was really painful, especially if I lost the match at the end. But it is sport, so I guess you try it, and then the next time you can go for something different if it didn't work out. Just try to be in a moment, see how it feels. Follow if you have some gut instinct, what is your gut telling you? Like if I would do it now, I think what I would do with the first serve, I would go with a heavy kick serve. I would not I would not serve like flat, because that would still kind of put a bit too much risk if I'm not really confident in that second serve under pressure. So I would go for a heavy kick serve as a first serve, and I would probably go to the net. I know it's a bit crazy, but that's just what I did also in the last few years when I was competing. So heavy kick, preferably on the back end of the opponent, and I just sprint to the net, and then just close my eyes, whatever happens. Like when they hit that return, and it happens so fast. That's why I like serve and volley. It happens in an instant. There's no time to think. You just go there. Usually it's under your control because you're the one attacking, and they will be surprised. Oh my god, wow, they're coming to the net. Maybe they will not even see you. Maybe they just want to push the back in the court, push the ball back in the court, and then you can be already on top of the net. Hopefully that volley. I rarely have like a bad misses on the volleys because of pressure, because somehow you are getting there, you're in this aggressive mode, and you just commit. At least for me, I don't remember like very big misses there. So that would be my point. Did anybody answer my question as well? What would you do on the biggest point in the match? What would be your approach? How would you play? I have some question here, some comment on YouTube. Christopher, I'm serving to my opponent's weakness shown throughout the match. Okay. You have to know what serve has produced the best result throughout the match, T, body wide, etc. Good point. Yeah. So you can just go for something that worked out the best the whole match and commit to it. However, there's other side of the coin there. It could be maybe even better to surprise them, right? Because you do something that it worked well the whole match, so they will maybe expect it. On the other hand, if you surprise them, they're going to be shocked, and they wouldn't know what to do. So it's kind of different. You can do different things. You can go different ways. Leslie, thank you for very short but concise video clips. It's helpful to see wrong way and the right way. Any suggestions on how to avoid late hits? If I have a blaster coming towards me, I make errors. Great question. Thank you, Leslie. This is very common. This is a common problem or difficulty for intermediate and even some advanced level players who are not already like pros or semi-pros, where I can guarantee, even without watching the video, because I've seen tons of players. I coach so many intermediate, like from beginners to intermediate to advanced to pros, and I've seen so many times the same problem, and that is late split step or lack of split step. So these two, one of these two, sometimes there is no split step, and because of that, you are late or slow in your reaction that follows that. So if you don't have a split step, you're going to be much slower. Here is why: you are more static. Your muscles in the legs and the whole body is a bit more passive. When you just stand and you don't move, muscles kind of, I cannot say relax, but they're in this passive state. Whereas when you do a split step, what's the point? The muscles contract, right? They're more explosive, more prepared to bounce, to kind of push, to work and to push you where you need to be. So when you do a split step, you're in the air, and as you're coming down, the muscles are contracting even more right before you touch the ground. And that's where the explosive step comes. And then the second part is you have to do that in the right moment, because you can do it. That's the second part of this problem. Players do it, but it's too early or too late. So if it's too early, they just do it and then they stand on the ground. They land and then they again pass it. So literally there was no point. The whole purpose of split step was lost, right? Because then again you're in a passive state. And then if you do it too late, obviously, right, you're slightly behind and then you're kind of chasing the ball. So these two combine: first on time, and then do it properly, and then what follows is the very quick turn. So you want to start your initiation on the shoulder turn, boom, both sides, the moment you land, bam, bam. So I hope that helps. What's up, man? I think there's one friend from, oh my god, from juniors, from our teenager times when we played. Nikola, what's up? Desi, brate. And Serbian friend, I didn't hear from him for a long time. So this is a good thing about social media. You can connect with some old friends. I hope everything is great. You have some questions there? Can answer here in front of everybody. You're welcome, Leslie. Hope that helps. But guys, it's been almost 40 minutes for this live, and I'm running out of fuel. I need to recharge. I already have dinner ordered. Tonight's menu is one of my favorites. It's the salmon bowl, and I added some kind of fish, and there's some vegetables. I think, what else? I think some rice and something like that. So I think it's good. So yeah, hope all is good, man. Greetings to my old friend. Send me some message. Send me some message on wherever you can find me, DM, and then we can a little bit connect. So guys, thank you so much for joining. It was an interesting conversation, mostly me talking to myself, answering a few questions. Yeah, let's see. We're gonna do better. We're gonna keep doing this regularly as always on Thursdays. So if you have some questions, you can prepare for next time, and you're welcome to join this chat on the screen. And that's it. Thanks again for taking your time and for some questions. Have a great day, great evening, and yeah, enjoy this amazing game. Keep improving. have fun in the process. And yeah, I'll see you next time, next Thursday, in our next live stream. Take care, guys.